Hey guys, hey guys, are you tired of feeling bored and alone in your marriage? Stay tuned because we're going to share with you a skit and 9 ways to bring excitement back into your marriage. Okay, so my name is Rachel Kelly, and alone in your, and this is my amazing husband,
Bruce Kelly, also known as Exhorted One, which means we both are encouraged to encourage you. Yes.
You guys, we are the founder of Empowered to Be Present. After 25 years of marriage, we're on a mission to help 10,000 leaders strengthen their marriage and family. So stay tuned because at the end of the show, we will let you know how to get our top 7 date night questions that will help make your date night exciting. I don't know if you guys want that, but I know that was something that we wanted. So, and I know there's many couples that do want that. So anyway, if you're watching us right now, give us some thumbs up, post some questions below, and just let us know that, like, hey, look, I am here, I'm live, and I'm ready to hear about what you guys are talking about. Also, if you are a replayer, I'm going to ask you to type in replay. Type in replay so that we can connect with you, so that we can just, we want to be a part of your world. So type in replay and let us know that you are here. So guys, we are ready to get started. We're going to do a skit as we promised you, and we're going to do some dialogue about date night. So the name of the skit is Church Again? We're going to church again? So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Are we still going on our date tonight?
What, date? Tonight? What do you mean date tonight? Wait a minute. I got a church function to go tonight. I got a church meeting tonight.
Honey, you and I talked about this already. Why do you always forget stuff? You forget everything. Like we talked about, we're gonna go on date night tonight. Man. We had already had this conversation. We don't did all the planning and everything, and then now you're going to church? I mean, you do this to me all the time. You're always going to church.
Tonight. But we go to church. That's part of our date. We go to church.
Bruce, that is not a date, okay?
Yeah, we go in there and praise the Lord. We jam in the spirit of the Lord. I'm talking about, and Bruce, that's our date night. Bruce, we love it.
Listen. That's your date night. That's not my date night. Okay. Now, this is God first, and when it says God first, it means God first. It means a relationship with Him. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to go to church every time the door open. When you and I have spent no time together, we haven't spent no time together.
I already told him I'm going to this meeting tonight. I can't just not.
I know, but you do this all the time. I'm tired of it.
What do you mean I do it all the time?
You do it all the time. We said we're gonna do something, and then you tell me you're gonna go to church. I mean, like, come on now. This is not fair.
Oh man, come on now. Okay, well I'll tell you what. I'm sorry. What I'll do is I'll let them know tonight that I can't do it anymore on Tuesday nights, and I'll only be there for like 30 minutes, and when I come back, we'll have our date night.
You're not going to be there for 30 minutes, okay?
Bam,
you're going to church. Church does not be there for no 30 minutes. Even if it's a meeting, it's going to be at least an hour and a half.
But I'm going to let them know, though, that I can't stay it,
Bruce.
But just this last time, I'm going to let them know.
You always say this. You always do this.
The last time, I'm going to let them know
that
we got date night. I know no more Tuesday nights for church because this is our date night.
Yeah, but even when something comes up, and then let's say we do it on Friday, or let's say we do it on Saturday, and then you was telling me you had a church meeting then.
Come on, babe. I told you. Trust me, I'm going to do it.
It would be easy to trust you if you wouldn't keep changing your mind, or you wouldn't keep forgetting that you told me we were going to go on date night.
I'm sorry, but I'll make sure for now that you're going to come first, and that's going to have to be secondary. Tuesday nights are going to be our nights. So I'm going to let them know that.
I believe it when I see it.
I'm going to let them know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Okay. All right, cut. So this situation happens probably in a lot of people's lives in regards to, see, the thing is, when people first begin to date with one another, they're so lovey-dovey, and, their honey comes first, and they're connecting with each other, and they're sharing their emotions and feelings and enjoyment and fulfillment of what they're doing together. And then when they get married, a lot of times all that stops. And we don't have to stop dating each other doing things together, enjoying each other, all because we got married. And see, we find this happening a lot, especially with people with leadership positions.
Mm-hmm.
We see that a lot of times, especially with, people that are like maybe pastors and leaders or things like that. They're so involved in their ministry, in the church, or, their workforce or whatever they're doing that they're head over. And guess what happens? That becomes first, and then their spouse falls to the wayside.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Tiffany?
Yeah, I just want to stress the importance of, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with going to church. Yes, God wants us to fellowship, but He also wants us to take time out for our spouse. And what I'm finding is, from my research, is that that's not happening.
Yeah.
Pastors and even entrepreneurs, they're so tied up into their passion and their dream. One of their dreams, because one of the dreams should be your marriage being a successful marriage. And people are so tied up into that, they forget about their commitment. They forget about their commitment to their spouse, to their family. And they're so tied up into, the church work and the ministry.
Yeah.
And no longer is that spouse a priority anymore. And so that concerns me.
Right, yeah. And that's a big concern, because what happens now is that instead of the wife becoming priority in the relationship, now the wife has become secondary, and then guess what becomes first? Now it's either the ministry or the work or whatever the other spouse is doing. So we got to be very careful of that. See, because the Bible tells us, it states in Genesis 2:24, it states that for a man to leave, his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. And one of the ways we cleave, when we get great at doing that, is by spending time with each other.
Absolutely.
This is the reason why we're saying date night is so important, because how you get to spend time together is when you take a time side for one another and you spend it with each other and enjoy each other's company.
Absolutely.
And I fulfill the things that you want to do and you fulfill the things that I want to do, and then we come together as one. That's awesome. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you pretty much hit it all.
Okay, so and also in Genesis 1:28, it also tells us what it says, that God says, "Be fruitful and multiply."
Amen.
See, and when we're talking about fruitful, we're talking about producing a good or a helpful result. So we want good and helpful and healthy results.
Amen.
Being productive. And how are we going to be productive? Is if we spend time together. Because if we're not spending time together, we're not producing anything together. We're not being productive. And a lot of times, I say this about a mother in the home. If a mother is unhappy at home, a lot of times it's because she's not happy in her relationship with her husband. Mm-hmm. See, so what we're saying here is that in order for your wife to be happy, husbands, and vice versa too.
Absolutely.
Wives, for your husband to be happy, spend time together, which means be fruitful, do things together that are going to produce good. You produce good when you spend time together, because ain't nothing good happening when I'm over here and you're way over here, and we're like two ships in the night, two strangers in the night with each other. Anything you want to add to that, baby? From
Actually, yeah, and another thing about that is, you're not going to be productive and produce anything because of the fact that you are, you're not becoming one.
Yeah.
You're not spending time together. There's no way that you can become one. I believe one is more than just sex. I think it's more than that. I think it's communicating and being on the same level. Right. Being in the same place, because God wants to use you, but He can't use you if you're here and you're over there.
Because because oneness comes even before the sex. The sex is the bonus part. That's the bonus. Mm-hmm. But in order for you to even get to that point, you got to have some commonality. You got to have feelings and and caring for each other.
Absolutely.
So that's really important.
Right.
So let's define when we're talking about date night and dating each other. We're not just talking about just two people just getting together and doing something together. We're talking about really connecting. See, because you can actually go on a date, like you can say, okay, I'm going to go meet my girlfriend for a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. Okay, but that's different, because, you're not sharing a oneness with each other that's going to help lay a foundation, you know, and what we always talk about, a legacy for the next generation that's coming up. You don't do that with, you know, a friend. You do that with your spouse.
Absolutely.
Is what we're saying.
Right.
So when we're talking about dating, we talk about when two people are coming together with a love interest, you know, and intimacy and romance. Now, we're not saying that every date has to be romantic, but what we are saying is that the simple fact that we have that connection to where we are so in tune with one another that, you know, we're in spirit-wise, we're not separate. In spirit-wise, we work together and we are a part of one another. So when I'm hurting, you're hurting. When you're hurting, I'm hurting.
Absolutely.
When someone does something to you, they did it to me, you know, and vice versa. And so, and that can only happen is when we begin to connect. And this is why we're saying date night is still important even when you're married. You know, it doesn't go away because you're married now. As a matter of fact, you should have it even more now.
Right. And that's one way to get rid of the boringness. We were talking about being boring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way to get rid of that. Hey, we just want to welcome a couple people. We want to welcome Karen. Welcome, Karen. Welcome,
Welcome,
Andrew.
Karen.
Welcome, Kelly. Welcome, you guys. So glad you joined us
Kelly.
today. Thank you very much, Karen. Amen. We're under grace. Yeah, we're under grace. Amen. We are under grace. Thank you very much for that, Karen. We appreciate you. So anyway, we're going to keep on going forward because our goal is to help you understand that you don't have to be in a boring relationship, in a boring marriage. And date night is one of the things that most couples miss. They miss that part, that the really crucial part of a marriage and growing together is date night. And a lot of times what happens once we have kids, once we have a lot of responsibilities, we begin to put that particular date on the back burner, and that should not be put on the back burner. And in that date night, it should be more than just, you know, sometimes you're having fun, but sometimes you're just talking. Sometimes you're just really digging in and seeing where that person is. It's important that you know where your spouse is at and not just assume. And a lot of times that's what happens. We assume that our spouse is okay. We assume that everything is okay. And then one day you look up and you find out that they're not happy. And as a result, now we're talking about divorce or something of that nature. So it's really important for that. I'm sorry, babe. Your turn.
That's okay. So what we want to do now is we want to give you a few fun activities and date night activities that you could do with your spouse to connect even more with them.
Amen.
And we got a challenge for you guys a little later. But one of the date nights that we want to talk about is movie night. You know, a lot of people do this, but I got a good one for you guys. I don't know if a lot of you are in tune with, you know, up on or hip to Pureflix. Pureflix got some. I'm talking about they got some really good movies. And the thing about these movies is that what Rachel and I do, you know, we like to sometimes we'll get some snacks, you know, watch the movie together. But what we love to do is after the movie, we like to apply, like because they always have a moral in the movie that we could connect in our lives and that connect to both of us.
Absolutely.
And we discuss these things and we try to, you know, impart those things in our life that we learn from these particular movies. You know, they're spiritual grounded movies. They're really good. So that's one thing that we suggest. Like if you're going to do a movie night, try some at home, get Pureflix and watch some of their movies because they're really good movies. But, you know, from time to time, you know, we like to go out to the movies too because there's something about that big screen, you know.
Right.
You know,
right.
watching the movie on the big screen in the theater. And there's nothing like the popcorn at the theater.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys type it. Is movies one of your favorite date nights? Type in movies, whether movies or type in home. If you like to go to the theater, type in theater. Just kind of let us know, like, how you guys like to go to the movies. Like, do you like to just be at home? Because some people do. I mean, you know, a lot of people want to.
It's easy to cuddle too when you're at home. Too. It's easy to cuddle.
It's hard to cuddle at the movies.
It's hard to cuddle at the movies because of the chairs and everything. So yeah. So now the second date night we like to do from time to time. It's bowling. We used to do this a lot when we were a little younger.
Right.
You know. Well, I mean, like when we got the kids, you know, it became harder to go out bowling. You know, with the kids. But before the kids came along, we used to go bowling a lot. And what we love about this, now this is more of a fun activity than romantic.
Right.
Because we get to cheer each other on, you know, and see each other hit strikes. Yeah, go, babe, go. Yeah, good job, babe. Give each other 5 and
What
stuff
about
like
those,
that.
What about the gutter balls?
Yeah, and the gutter balls too. We try to encourage each other on that. Don't say, hey, don't you can do better. Come on, you got this. You got this. You're gonna get it next time. So those are fun, dates right there.
So you guys, the bowlers in the house, type bowlers. Type and let us know if you're bowlers and let us know. We just kind of see where you guys are, where you're at. What do you like to do for date night? We'd like to really just kind of plug in and see what you guys enjoy doing.
Yeah. So now dinner out too. We like to talk about going out to dinner because sometimes we need a break. As far as cooking, because a lot of times I'll cook on the weekends. Rachel cooks during the week. And the thing about it is that sometimes, from working the grind all week, we need a break. So we treat each other, say, you know what, let's go on out to dinner together. And the good thing about it, too, is that we put aside our phones, unless we're going to take a picture of each other, that's it. And we talk, and the good thing, too, also about that is that you get to try different foods, and it gives you actually ideas on different kind of foods that you can make at home and throughout the week. So we kind of enjoy that, just sometimes having people serve us, instead of us always cooking up, and serving. So it's kind of good, to kind of kick back sometimes and do that.
Right.
Anything you want to add to that before we move on?
Or you can cook I don't know if you mentioned cook dinner together at home, but
we were gonna go to that one next.
Okay,
go ahead.
so
That's
cooking
fine.
dinner together at home, and then then you can do a candlelight. You can turn on some music. If, you can light some candles. You can listen. You can do that kind of stuff. And the thing about it is, guys, especially if you have a spouse, because we're talking about spouses that are are in leadership or they're in some type of ministry where they're always busy and running, so they might be too exhausted to. Maybe you need to start them at home first, right? And then after you start them at home, then you can kind of step out the way and making sure you plug that in the calendar. Like Bruce and I, we had our skit, right? And he said, okay, on Tuesdays. So you might have to even remind him. A lot of times what happens, we as women, we get a little upset because it's like, we talked about this already and you forgot. Be okay with that. I mean, and I know it's not easy because it wasn't easy for me, but eventually I got to the point where I was like, okay, he just needs a reminder. I mean, men and women are wired so different. Yeah. It's amazing.
That's right.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So, one of the things I like too, I enjoy about when we cook at home, we have some of our best conversations when we cook together. We talk about a lot of different things, and it really does. It takes the burden off of the other person when it's just one person cooking everything. But when you're doing it together, it makes it fun, actually, so and it's not so much to do. So that is the awesome thing about doing this together. You find that you really connect together doing that.
Karen likes to go to the movies.
Yeah, the movies are great, Karen. We love it. Yeah, we love it.
Movies at home.
Yeah, we love it. Because you can cuddle better at home, too. And nowadays, you got the DVR thing where you can stop the movie, and then you can talk for a second about, hey, what do you think about that part right there, blah, 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 blah. We do that a lot. We'll put it on pause. Right. We'll talk for a minute. We'll start it back up. Right. So sometimes we don't finish the movie till about 2 hours later or whatever. So, okay. So the next one we will move to, now, like I said, we're not going to cover all our exciting date nights tonight because we'll have you here all night. So what we're going to do is each week we're going to give you one. We're going to pull one from the basket, and we're going to give you a challenge this week. To say, okay, this is the challenge for the week. If you can try to do this particular date or come close to this kind of date for the week. And then we want, kind of discuss it next week. So we do that. Okay, but the last one we're going to talk about before we pull from the basket is one of Rachel's favorites is, you want to say, babe?
Take a walk. Go for a walk. I mean, whether it's at the park or whether it's around the corner. Like, the park is kind of far from us, so sometimes we'll just go out and just walk our dog. Right? We'll just take him out for a walk. And we get a chance to talk. We get a chance to really, really you get the chance to relax. That's another good thing when you are walking. It just you can just and then you can get a chance to enjoy the beauty that God has created. Yeah. You begin to look at the trees. You begin to look around you and see His creation and how beautiful it is. I mean, it's just it's so I can't even explain it, but it's breathtaking. Take me away, Lord.
And I don't know if you guys noticed something about a lot of these dates. That they're inexpensive. They don't cost much, I'm telling you. most of them aren't going to cost any more than $20. I'm saying, like, you know, the movies are, you know, about $10 a piece. But a lot of these other dates, they're not going to cost that much. Right. And a lot of times when we cook at home, we already have stuff that we had already bought throughout the week that we're cooking. We're not buying anything extra special. Because one thing, I'm going to tell you one thing, now, I hope I'm not sounding sexist here, but one thing about a man, he can find something in there to eat. And you know, we can find stuff and whip it up. You know what I'm saying? You sound sexist. You know? I'm just saying that's how greedy some of us are, like me. I'm gonna find something out to where we can cook it up and make it. So before we pull from this basket, I want you guys, if there's any date that we haven't mentioned on here that you guys like, why don't you type it in? You know, so we can share those things with each other, like other particular dates that you might have that might be fun, even for Rachel and I to do, and for other people to do as well. So if you don't mind, type some of those things in.
And guys, while you're typing in, give me some hearts. Give us some hearts and let us know if any of these really, really resonate with you. Like swinging, like when you're in the park and get on the swing. Do you guys like that one? Or even on your porch at your house, just sitting out and just swinging on the porch.
Enjoying the scenery together.
Enjoying the scenery, we talked about that. Or having a picnic, just kind of like packing, a picnic basket and, going, taking a blanket out at the park and just sit there and have lunch together. I mean, those are just some really, really...
Yeah.
I mean,
just fun, inexpensive things to do, you know?
And it really, really drives me crazy. I'm sorry. When, there's no reason God put you together so you didn't have to be alone. What did he say? I gave you a helpmate. He gave man a woman so that you don't have to be alone.
See, it's not good for men to be alone. We don't want to be alone.
Or women don't want to be alone either, right?
Women don't want to be alone either.
So, it doesn't make any sense if you're married to somebody and you're still feeling alone. So somebody has to step up the game and begin to start, maybe if he's busy in ministry, or if you're busy in, she's busy in entrepreneurship or ministry, then the other person pick up that responsibility. Just, and encourage it. Just encourage it. And eventually, because if you don't do anything, you're going to find yourself splitting like this. So make sure that you're really working at it, even if the other spouse does not, catch on right away.
Okay, now Karen put down, she said, we're going to wait till you to do that one? Okay, so we'll wait till the end and we're going to put down the ones that you guys have suggested that you would like enjoying. So that'd be great. Okay, so, babe, you want to pick one?
All right.
Come here. This is going to be the challenge for the week to do.
This is for you guys. You guys ready?
And we're going to do this too as well.
Oh, what is that? Okay, so this is a good one.
Everybody might not be able to do that.
Well, I got a suggestion for him. Okay. A wedding video. Go on Facebook and watch if you don't have your own wedding video at home, like maybe you might have your own wedding video when you guys got married, right?
So you can reminisce.
Right. Or some wedding pictures. If you don't have a video, go to some
if you have a wedding photo album,
right.
Go through it together as a couple. So you can reminisce on that great, lovely day that you connected together, unified it, and came together as one. So, that would be good. And if you have a video too, look at the video of your wedding. Awesome. Karen, I remember you and Tom's wedding because we were there. So I remember it.
So let's do this. Let's go over here and see what questions we have. And then, let's see. Okay. So we have, make sure. I'm trying to find my question section over here. Boy. All right, where's questions at? Because we had some questions over here.
Okay.
Karen had mentioned, she said, you both are awesome. Add to our lives. We can make out at home, not in the theater. Amen, Karen. Yeah, you can't do that in the theater.
That's right. Amen. That's right.
We like to watch movies. She said something about.
That's right, Karen.
We like to play cards. And does anyone else ever struggle with age differences? Karen, that probably is. I mean, it can be something, but I don't think it should. I don't think God wants us to worry about, our age. I mean, that shouldn't be a big.
Or clarify, like.
What do you mean?
Like, in what ways? In what ways is the age difference? Like, you mean as far as like being able to do things physically together, or just a difference in like interest because of age, or I mean,
right, or is it?
You give us some example. Maybe we can kind of give it. If it's
intimacy, then it could be, the woman is having problems or the man is having problems. That could be issue too. And then if you have a problem like that, then that means you want to go to the doctor, because I know the older people get, sex is can become a problem in your marriage as
well. But it might not necessarily be that. It could be just energy wise too.
Right.
Like maybe the older person might not have as much energy as the younger person.
Right.
So in what regards, Karen? So maybe we can kind of give some kind of suggestions.
Right. And if you feel free to message us as well. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't. If you don't want to put it right here, you don't have to. You can put it in the inbox or however you feel comfortable with doing so. But that's a great question, though, Karen. Very good question.
And then let's see, we don't have any more questions. I don't believe. No, I don't see any more questions. So the last thing is, guys, one bonus one, and this is something that actually drew Bruce and I together, and it wasn't ballroom dancing, but it was just dancing. We love to dance, and now we dance for the Lord, right? But the thing about it is, ballroom dancing, as long as the music is playing, we don't see anything wrong with it. That's our 2018 goal, is to just try to find a day. Hey, he said Tuesday, didn't he? Because they have ballroom dancing on Tuesdays, I believe. If I can get him on, I can't do that because we have here. We might have to change the time or this. But anyway, ballroom dancing is really, really a good one. And then, when you guys go somewhere, like you're dancing and like you're the, what do they say, the envy of the party or something like that. Man, we don't want anybody envying you. I'm just using those words. But, everybody is like admiring you and your spouse dancing because of you guys have, you stop and think about it. That's a oneness thing when you think about it. When both of you can move the same way, both of you can, you got the steps together. Yeah. That's awesome. Because there's a connection. There's a connection going on. So,
synchronize together.
Absolutely. Karen said, yes, differences in activities, taste, what we both like. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you do is you Karen, what you do is what we've done, because it doesn't even matter what age. What you have to do is, and Bruce can pour his thoughts in here, but you find what he likes and what you like, right? And then one time, like football, I'm not really a football fan, but I will watch it because I don't understand it. So, but I'll watch it. I'm like, babe, what are they doing over there, right? And I'll do that because I want to spend time with him. And it's just like with him, I'm sure, like he doesn't like going shopping. I don't know. Do you like going out?
Yeah, only for himself. No, that's not true. I mean, here's the thing too. I think what we're saying too is that with relationships, marriage is sacrifice. So if we love each other, sometimes we got to make some sacrifices, which means we have to compromise on some things. Even though I might not, it might not be my greatest interest that Rachel might have in mind, but because I love her, and I want to make her happy, sometimes I have to make that sacrifice, and vice versa. She does the same thing for me. But the good thing about it is that it's not one-sided.
Right.
So that's what makes the relationship keep growing, because we learn to, give a little. In order to receive a little,
right.
So we give and receive to each other,
right.
And this is how we have to learn to do, because let's just face it, in life, sometimes we have to make sacrifices, in different aspects of life in order to move forward, and most importantly, we have to do this in our marriage, because while we are the symbolization of what Christ is to the church, how he sacrificed for us.
Amen.
He sacrificed for us.
And I think about there's a guy came another day to buy his wife some flowers, and I said, you know me, I'm always talking to my customers about their marriage stories. I love to hear like marriage stories. So he said, I said, well, congratulations. How long have you been married? He said, 54 years. I said, 54 years. Congratulations. I said, that's really, really awesome. I said, so tell me, what is your secret? I like to hear their secrets, And he said, it's a lot of give and take.
Give and take. That's it.
Give and take. So not always will you be able to get. He said, give and take. So, hopefully, Karen, that helped. So, and if you have more questions, or anybody else have any more questions, feel free to type them in the comment section, and we will come back and answer your questions. Guys, for more strategies on how to make your marriage more exciting, type access for the 7 powerful date night questions that saved our marriage and can get you and your spouse out of the boring, lonely stage, right? I mean, it is possible to break free from that. Just some things that you need to do differently. So again, don't forget to like our page and Empower to Be Present. And honey, is there anything else that you want to share?
Well, just kind of want to reemphasize in regards to that, Karen, because I don't want to feel like I left you hanging on that question, because here's the thing too. I guess I kind of want to add this too, is that when we love, it's not always about what I like to do. It's about me doing it for you because I love you. Just like, for example, we love our kids, right? There's some things, some sacrifices we made for our kids, our children, and we might not necessarily have wanted to do certain things, but we do it because we love them, right? And so that's the same thing in marriage. So like, if I don't have this interest, I'm just saying me as a husband, if I don't have a certain interest that Rachel really likes doing, and I know that in order for her to feel loved, because that's her love language, that shows her that I love her, then I'm going to do it. Even if it's not, something that's a favorite for me to do, but I'll do it because that. So that's what sacrifice is all about. And so what I'm saying in that, Karen, is that I think when it comes to, both sides, if there's something that, the husband doesn't really like doing that you like to do, then he has to take consideration, I'm saying, because this is what oneness is about. We have to take consideration, say, well, you know what? Well, because I know this is something that you really desire and love, then I'll do it, and vice versa.
Right.
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Karen said yes. Okay, she got it.
Okay.
So, yes. Okay. She said she got it. Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
Anything else, honey? Before we?
No, I think that's it. Just want to say thank you all for coming, and we'll be back next week, same time.
Actually, we have a guest next week.
Oh yeah, that's right. Next week,
Tasha Davis is going to be joining.
We're going to be doing an interview on the couple next week.
Right.
So feel free to come back and join us, please, because it's going to be great.
Tuesday, 9 p.m.
Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And love you all. God bless and peace.
Shalom.
See you next week.